going down. The rhythm projects round, the next sound reflects a complex hybrid dialect now. Detect the mesh of many elements compressed down, the melting pot of a super futuristic style.
How's it going, everybody? Scott here, Edwards Workshop. Hey, I just want to give you a little tip on how I duplicate things in my shop. And don't get nervous of my Conan hairdo, huh? So, first off, you want to get your stock, your wood stock. Today, I'm going to be building beer flights for a customer of mine. And I'm going to take you through the steps on how I duplicate it. Stay tuned. First, you want to get your template. You want to get this template as perfect as you can possibly get it, because this is what you're going to be making the duplicate off of using a router. So before we get started, of course, safety first. Make sure you got your eyeglasses, your respiratory system, which this is an RZ mask, and hearing protection, because routers can be a little loud. And please, before we go any further, if you like what I'm doing and you want to see more, hit the subscribe and like button or share it. So after you get your template completely cut out the way you want it, make sure you have a piece that you're going to sacrifice. So I've sacrificed this piece right here, and I've made some holes on here to where we're going to be doing the Forstner inserts. So you don't want it exactly where you're going to put your Forstner bit, but you want it off a little bit. That way when you do make your holes, your little tip of your Forstner bit isn't going inside the drill hole. So have that kind of offset, but in a location to where it's going to be, milled out or drilled out. So this right here is a piece that I've actually already cut and duplicated off of my duplication piece. So it's okay if I have these holes, because like I said, since these are offset a little bit, once I drill my compartments with my Forstner bits, those will be removed. Another thing is that once you have your stock cut out and your duplication piece exactly the way you want it, you want to make sure that each piece that you cut out, you want to lay over the piece like that. So now you trace with this, with a pencil, and now what you want to do is you want to use a scroll saw or a jigsaw or something that you could use to cut this access off with, but don't go all the way up to the line, because you're going to use your trim, your flush router bit to get exactly where you want it. So get all this off as much as you can. So now after you cut off as much as you can, remember this doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Just you want to start gouging everything out like this. You want to just take as much of that off as you can and make it easier for your tool to cut off and get exactly down to your duplication piece. So now you put this piece on the bottom if you're using a routing table. Put your piece that you want to cut on the very bottom. Use your duplication piece on top of it and line it up as best as possible as you can. Okay, so now we take 2 screws, put them into the drill these two together, or screw these two together. Okay, so now we have these two screwed together. See what I mean? You don't have to get all the way up to the line, just enough to where your trim bit can, your flush bit can copy the exact duplication. So this is where safety comes into play. You want to make sure that you have your hearing, your respiratory RZ mask on, and safety goggles. This will get loud. So at this point in time, what you want to do is you want to go in towards the router bit and not with the router bit. And any kind of curve you have on the project, go into the bit and not with the bit. This will make it so your project piece will not slip out of your hands. Remember, this is a very dangerous part in this project. So I want to thank you for watching my video today on how to make a duplication in your own shop using a duplication jig. Remember that when you're using a router, it is very dangerous. Make sure that you have your hearing protection, your mask, which mine is an RZ mask, and your goggles. Once again, this is Scott Edwards of Edwards Workshop, where we turn trees into decor. Thank you for watching, everybody.